What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Unknown Coatings channel. Got a video today that is just going to be doing a roll cage for a Bronco that was heading down to, I don't know if it was Mecum or Barrett Jackson auction, but this thing obviously needed to be redone. It's got a ton of rust and random stuff all over it, as you can see here. But this video is not going to cover just that. It's also going to cover some new things that we're bringing to the channel, some new additions to the channel, I guess, or segments, however you want to call them. And then kind of a breakdown of what to expect from this channel throughout the year. So we'll get right into it. Obviously, one of these videos would not be complete without me blowing this entire thing off. It's already been sandblasted. It was powder coated originally, and there was a really thick coat of powder on it, so it did take a long time to blast off. Once I blow it off, of course, just go around with a set of nitrile gloves, rub all the bars, basically make sure that there's nothing random stuck to them. Mostly from us carrying them around, they hit your shirt or whatever, you can get some lint on it. And then using my abundance of strength here, obviously, I push this cage into the booth so we can get to spraying it. So after this thing's in the booth, I'm actually going to go around, obviously hook up my grounds, but then you're going to see me get down on the ground. And what I'm actually doing here is kind of trying to plan how I'm going to spray this with the location of our gun and kind of the length of the hose. I mean, it'll reach the booth no matter which direction I go, obviously, or reach any corner of the booth. But I want to make sure that I'm not going to be able to drag the hose on the bottom as I'm spraying the bars on the opposite side of the booth from the gun. So I just jump down, make sure that I can actually lay down here and get the gun, at an effective distance away and be able to spray all this. And after the grounds are all hooked up, I jump right into it. This is just a traditional primer. I'm going to say this is a Cardinal GR 533, if I remember correctly. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, I always make sure to get primer real good. And I mean, I don't want to say like heavy, but I make sure that I get really good coverage, especially down in all the corners, where especially like on a roll cage where the bars come together, as well as all the welds. Because if you're going to have rust anywhere, it's going to start traditionally in those places. So you make sure you get a good coat of primer on it to seal that all up before going to your color. And if you're here watching this, I can assume that you either are into powder coating or I guess maybe Broncos. Can't promise I'm going to have much more Bronco content necessarily, but if you're into powder coating, make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe and turn on all notifications so you get a heads up when we post a new video. And now we're going to drag this thing out. Go ahead and slap it in the oven to cure out this powder. Usually let this powder get to about, or let the part get to about 330 degrees and pull it out. I don't know if that's a rule or not, but that's just what we do, and it works pretty well. So we'll throw this in, get it cured, then take a look at it here. Can't really tell much has changed, obviously. It was gray steel before, so now it just looks like a smooth gray primer. But check over coverage. Make sure you got good coverage down in all the corners. This laid down really well. So now I'm getting it ready for color. Let's go on WH11 from Cardinal, which is just a standard gloss white. Make sure to blow it off because it did sit overnight before we put this coat on. And once again, slap the grounds on. And I think I jump right into powder coating this. Once again, making sure that my hose and such does not drag on the bottom of this thing. A little trick, if you want to, you can actually put the gun underneath your rack if you have a rolling rack similar to this style. That way the rack itself is actually holding the hose down, so it's almost impossible to drag it up and hit your part. On stuff that hangs down lower, when I do like crazy railings and things of that nature, I'll tend to do that just so I don't accidentally hit them. There's nothing worse than getting a part nice and coated and, you're moving your gun to put it back or whatever, and you accidentally touch the bottom of a part and don't notice it, of course, until after you cure it. Luckily, I've only had that happen once, and it was a pretty easy fix, luckily. But just a little pro tip for anybody. As far as the other things that I wanted to discuss in this video are going to be some additions coming to the channel. I've been trying to figure out ways to get different types of powder coating content to you guys. And I came up with a couple ideas after talking with some, powder coating friends. I'm going to add 2 new segments, I guess we could call them, to this channel. One of them is going to be powder coater reviews, powder coating videos. So if you guys are interested in seeing something like that, or if you have powder coating videos you want me to review, um, give me like the channel name and a description of the video or title of the video down in the comments down below. And what I plan to do is go over and just review those. And this is not going to be like a trash talking thing or a bashing other people who do powder coating content. This is mostly actually to help people learn. There are a ton of powder coating videos on YouTube. Some of them are good and some of them not great. I don't think most of the people who are putting out the not great ones put them out intentionally with the intent of them being bad. A lot of people just don't know. A lot of people are just learning and starting off, like some of you might be. So I basically want to go through and try to correct some of the mistakes that I might see. Or, maybe it's a video where they do everything right, and I want to talk about that too. And then another segment that I'm going to be doing is going to be called 3 Minutes of Powder Coating. Now, to be fair, I didn't come up with this. I actually am stealing this idea from, I think it's 3 Minutes of Maritime and 3 Minutes of Aviation, where basically I just talk about industry news or, new colors, new equipment, random little things going on, and just like a quick little 3-minute video. I'll probably put those in kind of dead days where I don't necessarily have like a full-length video. It'll probably just have some like random powder coating or maybe pictures and videos of new colors or equipment, things of that nature. So if you guys see anything that are 3 minutes of powder coating, that's me on this channel. That's kind of what to expect from that. So with this white, I actually put a coat of white on, put it in the oven, let it kind of gel out, pull it out, and spray it again because I want to make sure that I have a good heavy coat of white on this. I mean, it's not going to be crazy thick. The way that I have the gun settings to do 2 coats like this is actually not putting out a ton of powder on the first coat, or the second coat, I guess, for that matter. It's putting out about what you would expect. So I do this mostly because this needed to be pretty much perfect. No flaws, nothing wrong with it. No stuff in the powder, I guess I should say, because like I said, it was going to either Barrett Jackson or Mecum on the back of a classic Bronco that had a bunch of nice work done to it, which you will actually see here at the end of the video. And if you are a powder coater and looking to learn more about powder coating, I encourage you to jump on Facebook and join the UKC Army powder coating group. That one in particular, there's a ton of super helpful people in there. So if you got questions or want to learn about powder coating, whatever, post your information there. Or just go through a bunch of the posts and read. Tons of helpful people, tons of helpful information. As you can see, this is the cage. Came out absolutely gorgeous. I'm confident that at some point in these videos, I will show a close-up of this. You guys got to remember, I'm doing these voiceover, kind of watching the, put together clips that I have. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to edit these videos in the way that you guys like the most. But as you can see here, came out absolutely flawless. This thing was perfect, actually. I went over it a couple times to make sure there was nothing wrong with it, and all the welds look beautiful, all the tight corners, all these little openings, even the way the powder laid right to the edge of the opening, everything was perfect. So I think at the end of this, I get a couple videos. The owner of the Bronco brought the Bronco over on the back of a flatbed, and we kind of moved this cage up and into place and partially bolted it down just so he could transport it easier. But as you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous Bronco, and I bet it did well at auction. Alright guys, that wraps up another video. I just put a little bit of random footage here at the end of this so I could talk. Once again, if you guys have some videos, powder coating videos that you want me to review, give me a channel name and video title down in the description. I'll go through and see if I can find some of these to put together. Also, another thing I thought about, if you guys are looking to have start a powder coating channel, or maybe you already have one and you want to be featured on this channel, hit me up at ukcarmy@gmail.com, or you can once again just post it in the comments. I want to try to feature more powder coating channels because I know there's some other ones out there that are putting out good work. So hit me up.